Hello everyone, Kaneeshiajohnson, also known as KJ here, reviewing the Palm Pre on the Sprint network. Let's get started. I'd like to start off with a couple specs on the Palm Pre. It runs on HP's WebOS platform. It also runs on a dual-band CDMA 3G network. It has a 3.1-inch multi-touch screen with a 320 by 480 resolution. It features a slide-out QWERTY keyboard, as you can see here. It has a built-in GPS, an ambient light sensor, proximity sensor, and also an accelerometer. It's Wi-Fi capable. It has internal memory of 8 gigabytes, but only 7 gigabytes are available to the user. And unfortunately, it doesn't feature a micro SD slot, so no interchangeable memory here. The battery life is up to 5 hours of talk time and about 300 standby. It weighs about 135 grams or 4.7 ounces. And all that information can be found on the Palm website. I'd like to get in a little bit of call quality here. As far as phone calls, overall, I thought they were fine. There was no fuzzy or humming noises going on in the background, particularly when I was talking to a landline. I asked the other caller if they were hearing anything from me, and they said that I sounded perfectly fine. The speakerphone on this phone, it's not the greatest speakerphone in the world, but it works. If you are a conference call person, you will notice that at times it will be a little tough to hear the other caller when there's a lot of background noise going on. Also, if you like to go hands-free in the car, I would actually just recommend using the headphones with the inline microphone that come in the box. I use them every day, actually. I think they're great. I use them not only to make phone calls, but I use them for listening to music too, so I definitely recommend checking those out. Let's get into a little bit of the hardware here. On the left side, you can see you have your volume rocker here that's located right here. On the bottom, you have this kind of like this little button. It's not really a button. You kind of just push it in and it just kind of unlatches the back cover to expose the battery. On the right side, you have your micro USB charging port that's covered by this flap. It's actually a little tough to get into. If you don't have fingernails, it'll take you a couple tries, and it tends to stick as well. Plus, if you want to have a case, I don't know, it's a little tricky to get into. On the top here, you have your power button. And you also have this vibration switch, which if you flick it here, it's kind of for on the go. You can see here it indicated that my phone is now on loud. And if you flip it again to where it's showing the red, it'll show you that it's silent, which actually is vibrate. And the phone actually vibrates when it does that, which is really nice. Also on the top, you have your 3.5mm headphone jack, so you can use your own headphones if you so choose, which is always a good thing. On the back here, you have your Palm emblem that sits nicely in the middle. It's pretty nice. I'm not exactly sure what it's made out of, but it feels good. On the top here, you have your speaker grill. You also have your 3-megapixel camera with your LED flash. This material on the back, as you can see here, kind of has a fingerprint magnet. It also feels a bit plasticky, as you can hear there. I'm not sure what it's made out of. For such a nice size phone that fits really well in the hand, I really expected, the Palm Pre to be a little bit better. On the front here, you have your 3.1-inch multi-touch screen. Actually, everything you see here is touch-sensitive, including this bottom piece here. The only hardware key you actually have is this, I guess you can call it a dedicated home button, which I'll get more into that later. Let's get into the screen a little bit more. Your lock screen here, you just slide up to get to your home screen, which you can change the picture if you so choose. Also, you kind of have this rippling effect when you push down, which is really nice to show you kind of where you're pressing, and it'll do that all the way around. Like I was saying before, if I slide my finger down here, you can see it lights up to let me know that I've touched this area. And actually, the WebOS platform runs on gestures. To get back and forth from screens or to do certain commands, you actually have to have gestures. And I can show you here, if you slide down on the top here, it kind of brings out this other menu where it shows you the date in actual text form. It also gives you your battery life in percentage, which is really nice, especially if you're on the go and you're not quite sure where exactly your battery is. Also, you can activate your Wi-Fi. You can turn it on. Actually, it's on right now. You can, and it also show you like all the Wi-Fi connections that are in the area. So I'll turn that off. But yeah, and you can also do your Bluetooth. Also, all of these down here are touch sensitive. You can actually change anything on this wave bar, they call it here, that you want. Excuse me. You can change anything, as you can see. This is your launcher key, and by changing, you hold on to it, and then you can just kind of slide it around back and forth, put it wherever you like, which is really nice. Also, if you just kind of do like a hard pull up, it waves, and hence the name wave bar, and you can get to the application that way as well. This is your main starting screen when you get to your launcher screen here, and as you can see, there's 3 main different screens. As you add more applications, the list will get longer, so it does get a little lengthy down here. But you can also, use the rest of these screens as well, so if you like to organize them. By default, all the Sprint applications tend to come on the second page here. As you can see, you have your YouTube, your app catalog, your Sprint TV, Sprint navigation, NASCAR, and Sprint football. Unfortunately, like I said before with the memory, you can't actually delete these. They stay on the phone whether you use them or not, and personally myself, I don't use them. So it is a little unfortunate I can't free up some of my memory that way. Let's get into a little bit of the WebOS platform. They call your applications, when you open them, they call them cards, and I'll show you what they look like here. So I press on the email, and you can see my email actually popped up here. And this is where this button comes into play. There's actually 2 ways you can get out of this screen. You can push this button here, and it kind of just does like this portrait view of it, or I can tap on it again. I can slide up, and then I can slide up again to get rid of the card, which is really nice. So I can show you here. Let's open it up again. Another great thing about the WebOS platform is its multitasking. It's actually designed to be a great multitasking platform. And as you can see here, I have my email up. I can open up the web. I'll open up my photos. I'll open up my memos. What else will I open up? I'll open up my clock, and let's do one more. I'll do my calculator. So you can see here, each one of them, as you are loading the next one, the ones in the background are still loading. And if I lock my phone and keep going, when I come back, all of my applications will still be up and running in the background as cards. I also have advanced gesture back here, so I can do a hard swipe all the way to one side. Hold on. There we go. And it will take me, I can pan back and forth between each application. Or I can push that button like I said before, and it will, kind of pop me out so I can kind of see what's on this side or what's coming up over here. Also, if you tap right below the card and right above the wave bar, it'll kind of take you out, and you can view all the different cards you have. And so say I don't need the web anymore, I can just toss that right off the screen. Or if I'm done looking at my pictures and my memos, and I just want these 3 guys up, I can keep those up as well. So that's really nice. Like I was saying before with the 8 GB memory of internal, it really depends on what type of user you are. If you are really integrated in emails, or if you think you're going to save a lot, as you can see you have a document view here. If you save a lot of documents, that's really going to be a problem for you. For me, I just like to do mostly music. I keep music on the phone, and after a while I realized that I was finding myself deleting playlists in order to keep my music current and up to date. And like I said before, with the Sprint applications that you're not able to get rid of, that kind of hinders your memory as well, so you can't really free up anything. So that's kind of an annoyance. Let's also get into the camera. This camera is a 3 megapixel camera with an LED flash. Camera quality, I thought overall was pretty nice. As you can see here, you get the whole entire screen for the camera, which is great. You have your auto flash there that you can just change by the tap of that button. If you push this button here, it will autofocus for you, and then push it, takes the picture right there. Recently, HP came up with a update to add a camcorder to your camera, because originally when you first got the phone it was only installed with a camera, but if you push this button here, it'll go into a recording mode, and you kind of just record here. You stop, and it puts your recording right there. And also, I found it really quite nice that you can actually do kind of a bit of an editing here, where you just kind of drag and It's really basic. It's nothing in particular, but you can do some small editing, which is pretty nice. So camera quality overall was pretty nice. I'm getting back into the camera. Sorry, I didn't mean to throw that away. It's nice when you're on the camera because you can actually go and tap this button here to show you, and it launches you right into photos and kind of takes you back to the last photo you just took. And then you can see here's a picture of my dog. And say I don't want that photo anymore, it'll prompt me, delete, and there it is, it's gone. And I do a little gesture back, and I'm right back to the camera, which is really nice. Moving on to the battery life. Oh, you see it kind of glitched there, but I really like that it shows you your percentage. Again, going on to the type of user you are, this phone can push emails, but it does drain the battery significantly. You will get just less than a full day's usage. By maybe like mid-late evening, you will be looking for a outlet to charge your phone. So I will recommend grabbing another battery so you can just have it with you just in case. Also, you can change the screen brightness, which is a common thing to do for most phones, and just kind of dial it down there. And that also does a significant difference in changing battery. You can get through nearly a full day if you turn down the screen, so it's really nice. For those of you, if you have a Palm Pre or if you know someone that has a Palm Pre, there is a WebOS update coming up. So if you kind of like how fast and fluid things are now, apparently it's going to get a whole heck of a lot better. There's going to be a better type to search recognition. So as you can see here, when I type something, it gives me a Google search, Google Maps, Wikipedia, and Twitter search. I guess their WebOS 2.0, that's what it's called, is going to be even better and more integrated and take multitasking to a complete and whole other level. So definitely be looking out for that in the upcoming months. Would I use it on a regular basis? Absolutely. I think the phone is fantastic. I love the multitasking capabilities. It suits all my needs. The biggest thing that I don't really like is sometimes it gets a little hot back here. And I don't know exactly what's going on. Maybe it's just the covering or whatever the case is. It gets a little hot, and sometimes when it gets too hot, it kind of lags a little bit. Just a slow lag, but it's a noticeable lag nonetheless. But yes, I would definitely use it on a day-to-day basis. Out of 5 stars, I would give it a solid 3.5. If the screen wasn't so such a fingerprint magnet, as you can see here in the back, I mean, that would definitely be a little bit better. Maybe a different kind of coating on the back here would be nice. But you know, maybe do something with the overheating. I would definitely give it a higher rating. If you guys have any questions or comments or anything like that, just feel free to leave them in the comment box below this video. Also, you can contact me at kaneeshiajohnson@hotmail.com if you have any other in-depth questions or any review topics or anything like that. I'm also going to be doing a app review coming up pretty soon here, so look out for that. Also, if you are more of a reader and you kind of want to read a little bit more in depth, you can see my written review on the Palm Pre at kaneeshiajohnson@blogspot.com, and all that information can be found on my actual channel page and in the info box below. Thank you overall. If you like what you see, please subscribe. It'd be much appreciated. And well, you guys have a great day, and that's all for now. Take care.